it started off very, very sweet. He took care of her. She was happy, but she was also empty because you're missing out some parts of the story that I want to tell you, and you're not desperate to know me. You don't want to get to know me. You just want you and I will find the right directions. This is your polished arrow. Are you in a situationship? Why are you in a situationship? Hey guys, I'm Els. Temenin do kamu di Los Angeles yang lagi mikirin, why are you in a situationship? How did you get in a situationship? And what do you do in the situationship? Alright, we're gonna talk about it today. It's gonna be a long talk, but before we get in, I'm gonna clarify some things. I'm gonna talk about the emotional and psychological things about the situationship, and I will be only bringing up casual physical activities in a situationship. And if you're new to the word situationship, basically it's when two people are acting like they're in a relationship but they're not. And in a situationship, everything is a blur because you don't know where you're standing, you don't know what the other person is doing, you don't even know what you're doing yourself. Basically, you don't have any labels or commitment in a situationship. And in a situationship, one person will be the detached one and the other person will be the attached one. That's how you know you're in a situationship. The one person will stay so loyal because they've caught feelings, and the other person will simply not because there's no commitment. It's kind of like a no strings attached. That's what I think of situationship is. And you will receive a lot of miscommunication, a lot of mixed signals, and everything is just confusing for you. All right, so if you're wondering yourself, am I in a situationship? I got you. I got some story times to brew the tea. Well, okay. This is actually, I don't know if I should be laughing, actually. It's pretty sad. But I have a couple stories that I think is not easy to pass because you'll see. All right, so I've talked to some of my friends, and this first friend of mine, he's super nice. He's very outgoing. But anyway, he liked this girl way back. They had a really good communication. That's what I can say about their situationship. They made it to the point where they were like, if he was hanging out with another girl, she could say like no to that, and vice versa for him. And when I was hearing that, I was like, okay, you had a pretty good stage. You had like this, like you had that highlight of that situationship at least, because I thought it was like, okay, so there's no mixed signals coming, or it sounds like you guys know what you're doing, and it sounds like you guys know what you're feeling. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows there's something going on with you guys. And I was just like, why don't you just make it a thing? Like, come on. But until he told me that this whole time his friends have been texting her and she would reply back, he's definitely in a situationship. Okay. Oh my god. This next story. Sorry, I can't stop laughing. I know I'm not supposed to laugh when I'm talking about situationship because it's pain. But I'm so sorry. Anyways, so there's another friend of mine. He's super cool. He liked this girl too, obviously. But he liked this girl too. And they were kind of like I wouldn't say I wouldn't say it was like friends with benefits. But they had each other only when they're bored. It's like they're friends, but they would always do like this, like they would always like hang out, like they made it to the kissing point. And I was like, wait, because they made it to the kissing stage. They made it to the hookup stage. And I'm so sorry. And I was like asking him, did you ever try to make it official? And he was like, I did. So what he did was like 2 months in the situationship, he was like, we should take this further. Like we should make it a relationship. And she was like, no, I'm gonna need more time. And he was cool about it. He stayed. He waited and stayed. And then 5 months in, he was like, okay, we need to make this a relationship because I know what they've been doing. Like, that is not just friend stuff, okay? So it was valid for him to ask again. And she was like, no, let's keep it casual. The way that I just paused when he told me that she said that, I was like, you guys have been doing this thing. What is the difference with making it a relationship? What is the difference? And I knew the difference because she would hang out with other guys. She would come to other guys' house. She would text other guys. And then she just left him like confused. And I was like, oh, so in this situationship, some people are just looking for company and attention. You're not really there for the person. Yeah, I think it's in some ways, like, some people actually look for the attention and the company, and that's how they get themselves in a situationship. All right, this is last but not least. I have this very close friend too. She liked this guy and he liked her. All right, it was obvious. All right, this situationship started off pretty sweet because he would he would pay attention to the things that she posts, and if she wants something and she posts about it, he would get it. It's like he's like a Santa Claus. And I'm like, hearing that, I was like, okay, maybe the situationship is good. Maybe this is what people are looking for in a situationship, okay? And he would come to her gym classes to just spend time with her. That is crazy. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me, bro. They can hear you. You don't want a mic, do you? Oh my god. Anyways, and I was like, okay, this is getting good, right? But no, it started pretty sweet. He's a gentleman, but he's so confusing. What he would do is that he doesn't like deep talks. Every conversations they do on text and in real life, there is no intimacy. There's no what are you gonna do? Like, there's no future questions, no past questions, no present questions. It's so flat. It's so surface level conversations, and it hurts to read so badly. The thing is that you're probably asking, like, okay, maybe she's not asking the deep questions. No, she tried so bad. She was opening up the things that she wouldn't do to friends. And she opened up the door to be vulnerable, but he's just closing it back. One of the biggest way that you know and how you know you're in a situationship is that there is no connection. He would only do physical stuff. He wouldn't take the time to study her. He wouldn't take the time to know her. You don't want that. You want to date someone that is down to understand you, who is down to understand your history, who is down to learn you. But what I got from this story is that she was happy. She was so happy. Again, it started off very, very sweet. He took care of her. He fulfilled every wishes that she had posted on Instagram. She was happy, but she was also empty. She was empty because you're missing out some parts of the story that I want to tell you, and you're not desperate to know me. You don't want to get to know me. You just want, I don't even know what you want from me, bro. Honestly, I feel like that's what she felt. But this is what I really believe. When you're in a situationship, you are happy. You are so happy. It just feels so nice to have someone close to you in such a good relationship without having the commitment. But you will feel empty. You will feel lost. It's because there is no commitment, you don't know where you are. You are lost. You will feel empty. That's why. And you don't know where they're at too. It's all mixed signals, okay? That's one of the biggest factor of situationship too. And so the mixed signals will make the both of you so emotionally tired. But it's because you guys don't know what you want. Sometimes when we give mixed signals, it's not because we intend to give that mixed signals. It's because we don't know what we are feeling. We have this mixed feeling, so we give a mixed signal to that person. And if someone gives you a mixed signal, speak up. I know it's so hard. But if I were to speak up because someone is giving me a mixed signal, I would do it to protect myself. I'm not going to speak up because, I want to win this. No, I want to speak up because I want to know myself. I'm doing this for myself. Because I'm not taking your mixed signals. That's what I always think of. The next time someone gives you a mixed signals, speak up. And after that, you will eventually take a step back from them and take that time to study yourself again. So that way, obviously you can't really avoid them your whole life. You just ended things with them. But take that time to study yourself and then come back with the steps you know you're going to take. Be brave. Just make sure you know what you're going to do next. One of the biggest and favorite mindset that I love to have when I'm receiving any mixed signals is that if he wanted to, he would. All right, you've probably heard that a lot. But it is true and it works the best. And I'm going to remind you this as much as you need me to. But if he wanted to, he would. If they wanted to, they would. If someone knows their intention, they would do it. And if you're receiving a mixed signals, I'm so sorry, but it's probably not a yes. It's probably not going well. You know what's better than a mixed signal? Commitment issues. That's a better one. That's not like better, but that's what I really think why situationships happen. You guys are not there for each other. You guys never, it's like from the beginning, you guys never set your intention for each other. I don't know what you guys set up for. Probably people will have different reasons, okay? But you guys are just not there for the commitment. You're probably there for the fun, or you just stick into that situationship because you're waiting. I think commitment plays a big part in situationship and relationship. First of all, commitment issues comes in because you guys have set that intention to not be there for each other since the beginning of the situationship. Okay. Third point, that you guys are not open to each other. There is no vulnerability. It is all flat. You're doing physical stuff, you're doing quality time, but you're not having these conversations that you're needing in life. You're not feeding each other the things that you actually need. Instead, you're feeding each other what you actually want. the huge difference when you're in a situationship versus when you're in a relationship is that when you're in a situationship, you're walking alone. And when you're in a relationship, you're walking together. So that's why when someone's hurt in a situationship, you're hurting alone. You're healing alone. And your other partner does not have any responsibility to do that together with you. Unlike in a relationship, you guys would work through it together. There is communication, there is risks that you will take for each other. But no, in a situationship, you're all alone. That is the main reason why you will also get hurt. Situationship breakups hurts worse than relationship breakups. Alright, this is my favorite part, guys. My opinion. Oh my god, I've been waiting to talk about this all day. I'm just kidding. I love sharing all those. No, actually, I don't even know what to talk about now because that was probably it. But no, I guess what I could say for myself about situationships is that I really don't see myself getting into one now. I'm saying now because sometimes you get in a situationship unintentionally, you know? You'll never know. But I like to know what I want from someone. And I always know. If I don't know, I wouldn't do anything. And I would also expect that person to know what they want from me. And if again, I think I've stated this like a couple of minutes ago, but if someone is giving me a mixed signals, you're done. You are done. Like I'm not tolerating anything about that. Like if you don't want me, you can just tell me. And trust me, you can just stop it in the middle, but don't give me mixed signals where you're like seeing 4 other people at the same time, you know? Like, come on. I'm probably like so bold to say this right now because I'm not in a situationship and I never was, but I hope that you will do this too, where I would just straight up ask. If I'm ever doubting anything like major, like, oh my god, are you seeing someone? Or I feel like this. Like, I would just straight up ask. It is a little scary, but ask questions for yourself. Don't ask questions to win the situation, but ask because you're doing this to protect yourself, because it will. Well, that is it about situationships. It has been a fun ride talking to you guys. I hope that you don't feel alone. And if you're going through it really, really hard, please do something about it. Please don't stay. I know it's so hard, and you might be thinking, oh my god, it's so easy for you to say it. Yes, it's easy for me because I'm not in your situation, but I really, really hope you would do something about it for yourself. Okay? Alright, teman-teman. Kalau ada yang mau cerita apa aja, please tell me in the comments if you have anything to share. And I will see you next time.